Hello, everybody. Happy Cyber Monday morning. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. We have former Bachelor producer exposing or calling out former Bachelor in Paradise star Blake Horstmann for being on a dating app. He quickly responded, then deleted his response, which is a way to get your message out there but not draw too much attention to it, almost like, being aware of the Streisand effect. So we'll get into this whole story right now. Solidly follow me on Instagram at DNeals. Patreon.com/Dave Neal for behind-the-scenes bonus content. And every afternoon, we have Bachelor Rush Hour, the hit afternoon podcast. But wait, there's more. Starting today on Cyber Monday, we introduced Morning Rush. That's right. The Morning Rush is just like the afternoon Rush Hour podcast. A little more pop culture, a little less Bachelor, a little more positive news, and just a good way to get your day started, sharing all the information you need to know. Okay, so we're going to get into this story. Blake responding to the app claim. I'll tell you what he said before he deleted his comment, but I do want to first shout out that it is time for the Dave Neal Christmas wish list. That's right, this wish list is for single moms, single dads, anyone who needs help. Maybe you got laid off. You need a few extra friendly elves to help you with your Christmas shopping. This will be the one time I promote this because I know it's going to fill up fast. Put your information in there. If you have an Amazon wish list, let us know and we'll try to, maybe help with 1, 2, 3 presents that can help your kids for Christmas. This is one of our favorite charities that we get to do because we get to bring some love right back to our own audience right here. Link in the comment section below to check that out. All right, so here is Lana Noel. Lana Noel has a new podcast called Recipe for Crazy, and boy, is she delivering on the tea. Now, of course, we've covered some heavier topics where she's accused of another Bachelor producer of wild things. You can go check out those old videos here. In this very specific story, she defends herself in her Instagram stories, and we're going to share exactly what she's defending herself from. Plus, I'm going to share Blake's response and some of your thoughts on the matter. But let's just listen for a few minutes to what she has to say about finding out a Bachelor Nation heartthrob is on a dating app.
Talking about this, and I talked to a few friends who are in the industry, people who do podcasts and stuff, and I was just like, I share things. I just debated talking about this because it's less about this man and more about the woman, because I never want to hurt a woman. I don't know. I'm just going to say it. So a few weeks ago, I'm on a few dating apps. I just deleted one the other day. I'm trying to actually get off of them, kind of like nicotine, it's kind of hard to get off, especially because you don't want the embarrassment of like joining back. If you're single and you're on the apps, you might understand what I'm saying when I say this. When you're on the apps, sometimes you see a guy, you say no, whatever, and then they come up again and you're like, okay, dude, did you like delete your account and make it again? Like what? I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be deleting and reactivating my account. So if I'm deleting my account, I'm deleting it for good. So I've been hesitant. It's kind of felt like an addiction.
She's laying foundation here.
I don't know. I'm not about it, but I still do use a couple. And one of them I was on a couple weeks ago, scrolling through, and I see Blake Horstmann. And I don't follow him. I know who he's dating because I watched Love is Blind season 1. I watched that season and I loved her. I thought she was so funny and cute. And I know they're dating because people that I have a relationship with post with them and what have you on the internet or on social media. So I knew they were dating and I just saw him and I was like, oh, well, they must have broken up. Whatever. Swipe left. And this app that I use is an app that you cannot catfish on. You have to
So she's talking about Raya, but Raya is like an exclusive online dating app, which is really not that exclusive. It used to be, the Adam Levines of the world, and now it's pretty much anyone. But either way, it's the whole idea about Raya is you don't talk about Raya.
Verified. It's an app that you have to pay for to be on. And if you're not paying for it, you're not visible. If you're not active and paying, you're not visible. So I saw him. I just was like, oh, okay. He was dating that chick. I guess they broke up. I moved on. 2 weeks go by and I see all over social media a pregnancy announcement with him and that girl. And I was like, wait a fucking second. Wait a second. I just saw him on this app that you can't have a dormant account on. And let's say he has had this account and just like never deleted it. I did my research today, actually, and they've been dating for 2 years.
Okay, so she's essentially exposing that Blake Horstmann is on this dating app and that they've been dating for 2 years, and there's no way he could have been on it without knowing, this, that, and the other. Blake responds. His response was sent to me and then was deleted before I even got to see it. But again, that's the Streisand effect. That's him not this is his way of sharing with the audience that wants to look into it without overly sharing and leaving it up for too long for people that don't know the story like me to then go in further and further. Here's Blake's response. I want to give his response before we let the wildfire get out of control here from the ex-Bachelor producer. He said, "I can't believe I have to address this because of a crazy ex-Batch producer trying to get clout for her gossip podcast. Yes, 2 years ago, I got accepted on Raya 48 hours before I went on the show and met G. I froze the account and completely forgot about it. I upgraded my phone 2 months ago and the app updated and it unfroze me. Don't worry, Giannina got 30 DMs within an hour of it being active. She was with me when it happened and we figured out how to unsubscribe and delete it. They don't make it easy. So sorry to disappoint you. You Reddit crazies can put away your pitchforks." All right, so then she responds, and again, I'm going to play more of her audio, but then she responds, quote unquote, "Crazy ex-Batch producer. Just added to the list of things men say about me instead of holding themselves accountable. New material for my next birthday cake, I guess. It's so annoying when you buy a new phone and dating apps suddenly sign you up. They got to fix that." Now, so everyone basically is sharing their opinion that, well, and because you try to look at it in both ways. You go, could this have happened? And also, what are the odds that he got on Raya? Because obviously just about anyone can go on Raya. There's a lot of Bachelor people that are on it. Wouldn't someone call him out? Would it, you know what I mean? Like if he were to cheat, couldn't he have just done it in the DMs of people? You know what I mean? So many different questions. I'm going to give my opinion on that in a minute. I think I've got an opinion I haven't heard yet from people, but let's just go back to hearing what she has to say.
I think, like about 2 years. So you're telling me that this guy just had this account for 2 years. Also, mind you, this app just like will show you the same people over and over again because it's such a limited pool. I'd never seen him on there before. And all of a sudden I saw him. And the plot thickens. I was talking to someone and they saw him
the plot thickens.
Like a week or two before I saw him on there. So then today, Okay,
so here we have our first discrepancy. She says he was on there for several weeks. He says the second it happened, she got a bunch of DMs they found out and they deactivated.
I did some research. I was on Reddit. I was on Google. I was just searching Blake Horstmann, the app name, Blake Horstmann dating app. I was searching everything. Like, has anyone said anything? Like, where is this information? Like, how has it not come up? And there is nothing from like a year ago, nothing. And I think that like, if he, let's say he had this app for like the past couple of years, and sure, you can set your dating profile to like just looking for friends, just looking for dating. My profile is set to just dating. I don't see people on there who are just there to network. I only see people who are there looking to date. So I wouldn't see a person who's just looking for friends. And his profile to me was very much looking for dating. So in the past year or two that they've been together, there is literally nothing online about him being spotted on there. And, there's so many other posts about other people on reality shows who are on dating apps that have been spotted. So that tells me this is a new profile. Whew.
All right, so, you can keep listening. Recipe for Crazy by Alana Noel. I'm going to share what she said on Instagram, but also first, let's go to some of your comments. If you unsubscribe from Raya, which he claimed he did, to resubscribe, you have to do it manually because you have to choose what tier membership you want. They also increased prices in the past year, so you have to agree to a new price if you're subscribing again. All right, I'm not a Blake Horstmann fan club, but I think the logical thing that happened is that he deleted the app, as in took it off of his phone and didn't unsubscribe. That's my general thought. And here I am. I got my objections, folks. You know me, Legal Dave. That's right, Esquire at large. So my thought is that when he did get a new phone, it re-downloaded whatever previous version that had the Raya on. He never canceled payment. And this is just my theory of what could have happened. And it just immediately popped back up, and then Raya saw that he was active again. Now a lot of people commented, oh, how funny that it works this way. But you have to think logically. He would have to be the dumbest person in the world to go on a public dating app, because it's relatively public. People say, oh, you can't screen grab from it. If Blake Horstman's on it during the week that he announces his pregnancy, don't you think people are going to see? I mean, this to me, it's just a rubbish take to think that he would have been on this dating app. Someone said, does anyone know why he would cheat on Raya specifically? Like, wouldn't that be super stupid to do publicly? And couldn't he just anonymously bang some random person instead? Yeah, that's where like the fellow bro mind comes to it, being like, he could just bang anybody that makes eye contact. No, of course, consensually. But if they go to one of his DJ shows or whatever, and they make eye contact, there's a million ways in the world he could pull someone back in there and not have to have this like plausible deniability that he's not cheating. You know what I mean? Someone said you can't screenshot in Raya, and it's very selective. Adam Levine used it to cheat on his wife. That's a good point, but of course, I guess the only way Blake would be able to use so it's one thing, right, if you could find somebody that's willing to keep a dirty secret with you, but it's another that there's going to be people like Lana Noel who just see your account along with plenty of other people, and they're going to call you out for it. So I've yet to see any evidence that he's stupid enough to try to cheat by using an online dating app. Someone said, I'd usually be suspect about this, but I fully believe him. He's had the F-boy rep before. He's not that stupid, and neither is Giannina. I also don't blame him for being pissed off about it. She's pregnant, so that's a really bad rumor to have out there. I totally believe him because of exactly what he put in his post. It was barely live for an hour, and she got 30 messages. If he was really running around for his own preservation, I think he'd be more discreet than a dating app. And that's where I stand on the matter. I think he would be more discreet than just signing up for that. Now, if someone, because of this, wanted to share, private DMs he sent them about being flirty, that'd be fine. But we haven't seen any of that. And I don't know. There's just different ways to go about the internet. I talked about this a little bit on this morning's The Morning Rush, where I talked about the idea of like, do you live in a friendly world or an unfriendly world? Some people look at men, maybe not even men specifically, but they'll look at these celebrity relationships and they'll assume they're doing something sinister, and it's guilty till proven innocent. And I'm just of the belief that I don't see the motivation for Blake to be on Raya, an exclusive dating app, especially because the people that are on it are going to, know that it's him and know that he's verified. I mean, maybe on like a Tinder, you could have an alt account or something like that. I just don't see it. Well, she's responded in multiple ways here. Someone had commented, DMs to her saying Blake shouldn't even have, give you the time of day because this is, hogwash, whatever. And then Lana's response was, imagine someone coming to your DMs to tell you that your 15 minutes of fame are up. When did I get my 15 minutes? Was it before or after I had a mental breakdown because the person I loved for 2 years turned out to be a monster? That being the Bachelor producer. Was that the time to shine? Guess I didn't get the memo on that one. Wish Blake would stop sending his personal friends to my DMs to attack me over his life choices. Now, this is where I get annoyed when she says his personal friends. There's really no, and again, maybe this is, but it doesn't mean Blake sent them. Maybe people saw this as egregious and said, hey man, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Someone said, if anyone's wondering how I grew my account from no reach, it's from my cooking and voiceovers, not because of some reality star that will happily drag others through the mud if it means clearing their name. So anyway, now she's claiming Blake is dragging her through the mud. I'm kind of neutral on how I feel about Lana Noel here. By all means, be a podcaster, share your stuff or whatever. But you have to understand, Blake's got like 1 million followers. Giannina's got a large following. There's going to be people that defend them. It's almost like if someone wanted to defend me and people said, oh, Dave's creating fake accounts to defend himself. It's like, no, there's actually a lot of people out there that might just have your back. So people put this up there. You're going to put all the info up because you're crazy. This is so wild to do. I cannot cannot. Keep your messy business to yourself, lady. And then, of course, she responded, exposing them. Blake and his team are making multiple fake accounts and coming into my DMs. Okay, this is where it gets a little conspiratorial. Coming into my DMs using different angles to try to get me to stay quiet. They are working overtime right now. This is wild. I haven't even said a word today. And when I check Instagram, I see this. You're poking a bear, baby. I don't even care about y'all. It's not my business. Don't shoot the messenger. Work it out amongst yourselves. And again, I don't know. I don't know what her evidence is that this is Blake and his team making multiple fake accounts. I don't know. Could it be? Sure. If it is, let's get to some evidence of that. You know what I mean? Because now you're getting mad at him for dragging you through the mud, but now you're claiming he's got the fake. You guys understand how just quickly this spirals out of control? So she says, I'm not, she then says, I'm not getting any ads. I'm not making any money from this. And she says, if my stories weren't already clear enough, besides the original accounts I blocked admitting to being sent by them, this is how I know it's their team making fake accounts in my DMs. And it stopped the moment I started posting receipts. Again, she didn't post any receipts. I think she meant like screen grabs, but I didn't see any receipts that prove that Blake was not just on Raya, but, there for a sinister reason. He admits to be, they caught myself on it. It automatically uploaded. I don't know. I'm sticking to believing that side of the story until further notice. I have no idea how this shows that the other accounts were his. Are you going to claim that I'm a fake Blake Horstmann account? You know what I mean? So anyway, that's just the Blake Horstmann story continues. And then she posts a link to a Bible and says, if anyone's doubting me, go buy a Bible. All right. Well, folks, this is one way to start off Cyber Monday. Am I right? I mean, wowie. We got a lot of other content coming your way. By the way, if you haven't already heard the news because you were busy traveling for the weekend, I'm having a baby. That's right. And we've got all of the vlogs announcing the baby, the first test results and all of that on our vlog channel. If you haven't already, go check it out. We'll be posting updates over there. You can click on it right now. We'll be back with more content right after this.